Tolu promised not to tell anyone, but she couldn't keep it to herself. Lola's heart shattered into a million pieces as she received the devastating news. In a town called Akure, there were two teenagers named Lola and Femi. They went to the same secondary school, and from the moment they met, they felt a special connection. Lola had a rich black hair and a smile that could brighten up even the darkest of days. Femi was tall and athletic, with a laugh that was contagious. They were the perfect match, or so they thought. Lola and Femi started spending more and more time together, sneaking away during breaks and after school to be alone. They felt like they were in their own little world, where nothing else mattered except the love for each other. But there was a problem. Lola's parents didn't approve of Femi. They told her she was too young to be in a relationship now, and that she should be patient until she was much older. Femi's parents, on the other hand, were strict and didn't want him dating anyone now because of the distractions it will cause to his academics. Lola and Femi knew they had to keep their relationship a secret because of all these restrictions. So they continued to meet in hiding. They thought they were being smart, but they were just fooling themselves. One day, Lola's best friend Tolu saw them together in a secluded spot behind the school. Tolu promised not to tell anyone, but she couldn't keep it to herself. She thought she was helping Lola, but she was only making things worse. The secret came out, and soon everyone in school knew about Lola and Femi's secret romance. They became the talk of the school. Not in a good way, of course, and a lot of students whispered behind their backs. Even their teachers started interrogating them. Lola and Femi's relationship was put to the test. They argued more and more, blaming each other for the mess they were in. They couldn't understand why their love wasn't enough to overcome the obstacles in their way. Thank you for clicking to watch this story. I'm sure you're enjoying the story so far. Please go ahead and subscribe and turn on the bell icon so that you can get notified when I post more of the stories. Thank you so much for doing so. Let's get back in. Things came to a head when Femi's parents found out about the relationship. They were furious and they stopped Femi from seeing Lola ever again. Lola's parents were equally upset and grounded her indefinitely. Heartbroken and alone, Lola and Femi realized that they had made a mistake. They had rushed into love without thinking about the consequences, and now they were paying the price. But from their pain came a valuable lesson. They learned that love is not just about the butterflies in the stomach or the thrill of being together. It's about trust. It's about respect and communication. It's about being mature enough to handle whatever life throws your way. Lola and Femi went their separate ways, but they never forgot each other. They moved on with their lives, but they carried the lessons they had learned with them wherever they went. And who knows, maybe one day, when they were older and wiser, they will find their way back to each other. But for now, they were content knowing that their love story, though not ripe enough yet, had taught them something invaluable. After what happened, Lola and Femi found themselves trying to pick up the pieces of their shattered hearts. They each went on a journey of self-discovery, learning to heal from the wounds of their past. Lola threw herself into her studies, determined to prove to her parents that she was more than just a girl with a broken heart. She immersed herself in books and extracurricular activities, finding solace in the activities of her routine. Femi, on the other hand, struggled to find his footing without Lola by his side. He felt lost and alone, not sure of who he was without her. But with time, he began to focus on his passions, channeling his energy into sports and volunteering in his community. As time went by, Lola and Femi slowly started to heal. They discovered new interests, made new friends, and began to see hope for their future. But deep down, they both knew that a part of their hearts would always belong to each other. They missed the laughter they shared, the secrets they whispered, and the warmth of each other's embrace. One day, something interesting happened in the most unexpected way. Lola and Femi, now through with secondary school and awaiting admission into the university, found themselves volunteering with the same NGO that put together a charity program in their community. At first, they didn't want to speak to each other because they were not even sure what to say after everything had happened. But as they walked together side by side, old memories came flooding back, and they found themselves laughing and talking like old times. In that moment, they realized that while their love was restricted, it was undeniable. They had grown and changed since their days in secondary school, but their connection remained as strong as ever. With a newfound courage, Lola and Femi decided to confront their past and talk about what went wrong. They opened their hearts to each other, sharing their fears, their regrets, and their hopes for the future. And in the end, they made a promise to each other to take things slow this time, to communicate openly and honestly, and to never let anyone come in between them again. As Lola and Femi went through a few ups and downs in their rekindled relationship, they soon realized that love wasn't always smooth sailing. Yeah, they came across new challenges that tested their commitment and the bond that they had. One day, Lola received an offer letter to study abroad, an opportunity she had always been dreaming of and waited for. Excited about the prospect of furthering her education abroad and experiencing a new life, she shared the news with Femi. Femi's initial reaction was that of joy for Lola's achievement, but deep down, he couldn't shake the feeling of uncertainty. He worried about what her leaving would mean for their relationship, whether they could withstand the distance and the inevitable changes that would come with it. As they thought about the decision together, Lola and Femi found themselves facing another obstacle. Femi's family was in financial trouble and he needed to find a way to help them out. Feeling torn between his responsibilities to his family and his desire to support Lola's dream, Femi struggled to find a solution. He didn't want to hold Lola back, but he also needed to raise funds for his family. Despite the challenges they faced, Lola and Femi refused to give up on each other. They knew that true love wasn't just about good times, it was also about going through the storms together no matter what. With open and honest hearts, Lola and Femi made a decision that would change the direction of their lives forever. Lola chose to defer her admission to study abroad, choosing instead to stay back in Akure, to take up a job, earn money, and join her resources with Femi's own so that they can help the family in these difficult times. It wasn't an easy decision at all, and there were moments of doubt and frustration that came along the way. But through it all, Lola and Femi remained committed to their love for each other, drawing strength from their shared experiences and unshakable bond. As they faced their challenges, Lola and Femi discovered that love was not just only about good times, but it was also about the bad times too, about sacrifice, about compromise, and by standing by each other's side through thick and thin. With Femi's family slowly recovering from their financial difficulties, Lola and Femi began to dream of a future together. After a year of deferment, Lola now decided to stay back and study in the university in Akure alongside with Femi. Years passed and they both graduated with flying colors. After graduation, Femi was deployed to Akwa Ibom State for NYSC, while Lola was deployed to Oyo State. But they both agreed to redeploy their primary place of assignment back to Akure as they had plans to set up a business together. After redeployment, they started talking about starting their own business. A bakery where Lola would showcase her passion for baking and Femi would use his creativity to design delicious treats. Excited about the prospect of turning their dreams into reality, Lola and Femi poured their hearts and soul into their new venture. They spent long hours planning and preparing, their shared vision bringing them closer together with each passing day. But just as things were starting to look up, they encountered their biggest challenge yet. A rival bakery opened up right across the street from theirs, threatening to overshadow their business even before it was born. Feeling discouraged and overwhelmed, Lola and Femi struggled to find a way to compete with this new bakery. They feared that all their hard work and sacrifice would be for nothing if they couldn't find a way to stand out in the crowded market. But then, inspiration came like a flash. Remembering the lessons they had learned from their past experiences, Lola and Femi decided to focus on what made their bakery unique: their love for each other and their passion for baking. They started offering personalized cakes and treats for special occasions, tapping into their creativity and attention to detail to create one-of-a-kind masterpieces that delighted their customers and set them apart from the competition. Word quickly spread about Lola and Femi's bakery, and soon they found themselves busier than ever before. And as they looked towards the future, they knew that whatever challenges they may face, they would face them together, bound by a love that was as sweet and enduring as the treats they baked with love every single day. As Lola and Femi's bakery grew, their love faced its ultimate test. One fateful day, tragedy struck when Femi was involved in a serious accident while delivering a cake to a customer. Lola's heart shattered into a million pieces as she received the devastating news. Rushing to the hospital, she prayed with all her might that Femi will pull through, her mind flooded with memories of their journey together and the love they shared. For days, Lola kept vigil by Femi's bedside, her faith and determination unshaken despite the uncertainty of the situation. She held his hand, whispered words of love and encouragement, and never once left his side. As Femi fought for his life, Lola found herself grappling with a mix of emotions. Fear, anger, and sadness threatened to overwhelm her, but she refused to give in. She drew strength from the love they shared, clinging to the hope that they would overcome this together. As time went by, slowly but surely, Femi began to show signs of improvement. With each small victory, Lola's heart swelled with gratitude and relief, her love for Femi stronger than ever before. And then, one day, a miracle happened. Femi opened his eyes and smiled at Lola, his eyes filled with love and gratitude. Tears of joy streamed down Lola's cheeks as she realized that their love had conquered even the darkest of the storms. With Femi by her side once again, Lola knew that they could overcome anything life threw their way. They had faced the ultimate challenge and emerged stronger than ever before. After overcoming the greatest challenge of their lives, Lola and Femi's love story entered its most blissful dimension. With Femi fully recovered and their bakery thriving, they knew that their journey together was just beginning. With each passing day, Lola and Femi grew more and more deeply in love, cherishing every moment they shared together. They laughed, they cried, they dreamed, and they built a life filled with joy, laughter, and endless love. As their bakery continued to prosper, Lola and Femi found themselves at the heart of their community, beloved by all who knew them. They gave back whenever they could, supporting local charities and helping those in need. But amidst the hustle and bustle of their busy lives, Lola and Femi always made time for each other. They went on romantic picnics in the park, danced under the stars, and whispered sweet nothings into each other's ears, their love growing stronger with each passing day. And then, one magical evening, Femi got down on one knee and asked Lola to be his wife. Tears of joy streamed down Lola's cheeks as she said yes, her heart overflowing with love and happiness. With their family and friends gathered around them, Lola and Femi exchanged vows of love and devotion, pledging to stand by each other's side through thick and thin, in sickness and in health, and for all the days of their lives. As they sealed their vows with a kiss, Lola and Femi knew that they had found their happily ever after. They danced the night away, surrounded by people they loved most in the world, their hearts full of gratitude. With Lola and Femi's bakery thriving and their love stronger than ever before, they decided to pay it forward by mentoring young couples in their community. They shared their own experiences, both the strengths and the weaknesses, in the hopes of guiding others on their journey to lasting love. Their words of wisdom and encouragement touched the hearts of all who listened, reminding them that true love was not always easy, but it was always worth fighting for. As Lola and Femi's love blossomed, they soon found themselves at a crossroad, facing the ultimate test of their commitment and devotion to each other. Lola had been diagnosed with a terminal illness, a devastating blow that shook their world. Faced with the prospect of losing the love of his life, Femi was overwhelmed by fear and anxiety. But true to their unshaken spirit, Lola and Femi refused to let fear win. Instead, they chose to embrace each precious moment they had left together, determined to make the most of the time they had been given. With love as their guiding light, Lola and Femi took on a journey of healing and acceptance, cherishing every laugh, every smile, and every tender moment they shared. They traveled the world together, ticking off items from their bucket lists and creating memories that would last a lifetime. They danced under the stars, watched the sunrise from a mountaintop, and whispered secrets into each other's ears as they sailed across the open sea. As the months went by, Lola's condition worsened, and Femi knew that their time together was running out. But even in the face of death, their love remained steadfast and unshaken. They held on to each other tightly, finding solace in the knowledge that their love would live on forever, going beyond even the boundaries of life. And so, as Lola took her final breath, surrounded by the love of her life and their loved ones, Femi knew that their love story was far from over. It was simply entering a new dimension, one that would continue to inspire and uplift those who came after them. And as Femi looked up at the stars, his heart heavy with grief, but filled with gratitude for the time he had been given with the woman he loved, he whispered those three little words that had sustained them through their lifetime of joy and sorrow. I love you, Lola, forever and always. With Lola's passing, Femi found himself lost in a sea of grief and sorrow. The love of his life had been taken away from him, leaving behind an emptiness that seemed impossible to fill. But as the months went by, Femi began to find solace in the memories he shared with Lola. He clung to them like lifelines, finding comfort in the laughter they shared, the adventures they embarked on, and the love that bound them together. Slowly but surely, Femi began to heal from the darkness of his grief, his heart heavy but his spirit unbroken. He knew that Lola would want him to find happiness again, to honor her memory by living a life filled with love and purpose. And so, with Lola's love as his guiding light, Femi went on a journey of healing and self-discovery. He threw himself into his work at the bakery, pouring his heart and soul into every cake and pastry he baked, knowing that each creation was a tribute to the love story he shared with Lola. And then, one day, amidst the chaos of his daily routine, Femi stumbled upon a box of old letters and photographs tucked away in the corner of his closet. As he dug through the memories of his life with Lola, he felt a sense of peace run all over him, knowing that their love would live on. And as he looked towards the future, Femi knew that although Lola was no longer by his side, her love would always be with him, guiding him, comforting him, and inspiring him to live a life filled with love, laughter, and endless possibility. With each passing day, Femi found new ways to keep Lola's spirit alive, from baking her favorite treats to sharing stories of their adventures with anyone who cared to listen. He poured his heart and soul into preserving the legacy of their love, knowing that it would live on for generations to come. But amidst his efforts to honor Lola's memory, Femi also found himself opening his heart to new possibilities. He developed new friendships, pursued new passions, and dared to dream of a future filled with love and happiness once again. And then one day, as if guided by fate, Femi crossed his path with a woman who reminded him of Lola in so many ways. She had the same warmth in her smile, the same twinkle in her eye, and the same zest for life that had drawn Femi to Lola all those years ago. As they spent time together, sharing stories and laughter, Femi felt his heart begin to heal in ways he had never thought possible. He realized that love was not a limited resource, but a boundless spring that had the power to bring light into even the darkest of days. With courage, Femi opened his heart to this new chapter of his life, embracing the love that bloomed between them with gratitude and joy. He knew that Lola would want him to find happiness again. And so, with love as his compass and Lola's memory as his guiding star, Femi started the next chapter of his journey, ready to embrace whatever adventures awaited him with open arms and an open heart.